I don't know why this was stuck in my head. Was this... This must have played in Fear and Loathing. That's my guess. That's my guess, is that it must have played at some point in Fear and Loathing. No, I want to listen to... Should I Shazam it? Don't even start that shit. Don't even talk about Shazam. That was in the long, long ago. In the time before time. So I did some more research today and learned practically nothing. Sad robots all around, right? He's like, I'm a special robot. No, you're not. Someone loves me. You just paid for it. Sorry, brah. Sorry, brah. So that's why I was like, okay, we'll discuss this again. We'll discuss whether she and her love are real when she boops him on the nose. Okay? Because at that point, it's a different joy. Right? It's a different joy completely. But she still basically treats him the same and comes up with the same nickname for him. Which then puts into question, were any of her feelings ever legitimate? Or would any joy... No. He moved her from the cloud. His joy. He moved her from the cloud to that little device. So when the bitch stepped on the device, she's gone. Gone forever. She was able to remotely connect to it, but they set it up so that way so that they couldn't access Joy's data. So they had to delete her off the cloud. So there she goes. Bye. And that's why the other one doesn't even know who he is, really. But it's like, you look like a good Joe. Thanks. Oof. Oof. And that's why I said, was her love real? You know? And that's the recursion of that argument is the scene just before it, of course, with Deckard and Rachel and Leto, Wallace, where Wallace says to him, you know, how do you know that she wasn't basically designed to make you fall in love with her instantly? Like, there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of, like, there's a theme, obviously, of, like, you're not significant, for sure. But also, like, a theme of, like, your feelings might be based on a lie. And it's... they do a decent job with it. Like, I really like the movie. I went in after only seeing like one trailer. I was like, I'm not going to watch any more trailers. And I went in and watched it. And I was like, okay, yeah, this was good. This is Blade Runner 2. This takes it's been one that I've watched a few times and been happy about each time. I'm always like, yeah, that was cool. That was fun. And Leto does a good job. He's a good actor. Ryan Gosling, good actor. You know, I'm glad that like how do I put this? Like the crew that is inheriting the next era of like pretty boys and stuff like that, like the new Johnny Depps and Brad Pitts, right, are these guys, basically. Like soon they will be the next 40-year-old gentlemen actors who have the ops to play Bond to play Bond. Let's put it there. They have the chance to play Bond in the next 10-15 years. And yeah, they're good. Like, they're good actors. Brad Pitt was never a good actor. Johnny Depp was. Alcohol fucked him up, man. Alcohol pickled his fucking brain. But Ryan Gosling's just like really good. He conveys really good emotion, and he looks really sad. He looks serious, and then he looks sad. Which is good for a replicant. Anybody, what are you guys doing tomorrow? See lots of stuff on the internet about Ruth Bader Ginsburg dying. That's what the internet is talking about today. What's on the internet today? A package containing the poison ricin addressed to Trump, intercepted by law enforcement. Dag. U.S. COVID-19 death toll surpasses 200,000. U.S. cases of depression have tripled during the COVID-19 pandemic. This is what we were talking about. The secondary and tertiary effects of COVID, as it makes lonely people more lonely. Suicides are going to rise, obviously. And I can't help but be upset. Okay, so here's something weird. Ratios and I don't, maybe I don't know how to say this correctly with the right math, right? But like percentages are different than flat numbers, right? We can all understand that. Like if I said 800 men died from their penises exploding last year, that seems pretty crazy. But if like 10 million men died from exploding, and only 800 of them had their penis be the first part that exploded, that's not too bad, right? So we all get that. We all understand that when we're watching the news and someone's like, there have been over 8,000 arrests since he came to office. And it's like, well, what's the usual arrest rate? How does this number compare to the former one? Etc., etc., etc. Okay? One time, maybe about 9 months ago now, I crunched the numbers on male suicide and determined that 1 out of every 200 of my generation was going to kill themselves. Or so, it was something close to that. I think it was 1 in 200. But as far as women were concerned, it was a fraction of that. So I feel like when I say there are 3 times as many depressed people, let's pretend that that same amount of ratio crosses over to committing suicide. There's 3 times as many depressed men, 3 times as many depressed women. Well, wait a minute. Now let's switch back over to flat numbers again, because now it's starting to get freaky. When we actually talk about the number of men who will fucking die of suicide because of this, suddenly the fact that it's a ratio is less important, as it's just a big flat number. It's just a big fucking number of people are gonna die. Who cares if it's 100th of men? The number is high. You know what I mean? So like that's gonna be, yeah, 3 out of 200 basically, if we can imagine that. And that is horrifying. You know, that's what, 1 out of 66. And everyone plus or minus knows about 100 people. So I mean, that seems actually reasonable with what the fucking rate was before. I say at least 1 or 2 friends of yours that are men are gonna commit suicide, but it seems like that's already true. So 3 times as many. Yeah, it kinda. When you look at like a single source of death in a year, yikes. And of course, though, that will be distributed. That's the problem, though. Okay. This is weird. 3 times as many people are reporting that they are depressed. Some of those 3 times as many, right? So for every 1, 2 more showed up. Now, 1 more of those guys is also just going to kill himself, right? Cool. Thank you. There we go. Absolutely. That's averages. I hate to say it, right? But like there will be more vulnerable populations and less vulnerable populations. So if the average is 3, the average is 3. But yeah, there will be people who know a lot more and people who don't really know anyone who does. What I was going to say, though, is that 3 times as many people killed themselves is different from 3 times as many people were depressed, even if all of those depressed states lead to death. Because some of those people will not commit suicide. They'll drink or overdose or take risks to the point where they get themselves killed. So you may only see a doubling of suicides instead of a tripling. However, you then see the rest of those deaths distributed over other causes. So just number of deaths in general will be higher, even if you subtract COVID from the scenario. Just because there are more people who are depressed. And that's like the tertiary 10-year rates. Oof. There will be people whose parent commits suicide, not because they couldn't get medicine during COVID, just because COVID made them more depressed. So some kid in the future doesn't have a mother or father because they killed themselves because COVID made them lonely. Like, there's just gonna be weird shit. Yeah. Very much interested, as I feel there's a lot of people who started drinking heavier right during the beginning of the pandemic. Absolutely. Some of those people may have had propensities to alcoholism. Fuck. Okay. So there are some people who would be alcoholics or drug addicts, but they've never had the opportunity to do so until now. With the enhanced opportunity to drink by yourself, they're now taking that liberty. So people who wouldn't have been, who were alcoholics, but it would have never been uncovered or never affected them, are now having that tripped because the situation allows. And same for drug addicts. There are people who will try meth or crack because they're fucking bored, that would have never done it before because they would have had some sort of after-school program to go to, or a sport, or a hobby, or a fucking social circle. But instead, I mean, that's literally, like, those are the things we put in a community to lower the amount of crime and drug use and suicide. So if you don't have those things in your community anymore, your crimes and drug use and suicide are going to go up. Like, okay, so I've said that me and people like me were in the opposite, a unique position during COVID of resiliency. Because I already spent most of my time right here, my life didn't change a lot compared to someone who was more apt for society last year, who would have been going out more often, had more in-person social groups than me. They would have been considered more well-adjusted to society. Now, I am. Now, I get to flourish. And I have felt much better emotionally this year than ever, and I've felt guilt about that. Now, a lot of that also has to do with the fact that they've been giving me money every week for a little while, but also it has to do with the fact that more of my friends are online now than ever before. Beard is home. Like, Beard is home and can talk to me on the internet more often and stuff like that. But yeah. But being especially resilient is not being immune. And I felt it gnaw at me a couple times. I've felt it particularly whenever I feel horny. All of a sudden, it's just like, oh, fuck. It was hard for me to get laid before. How the fuck am I ever gonna meet somebody now? Oh, fuck. So, like, that's gotten to me a couple times, and being, more of an outrovert, I've really wished I could be a part of something bigger. Like, I'm sad that we didn't have Comic-Con here this year. Obviously, I'm glad we didn't, but I'm sad that... Thank you, extrovert. Yes. Outrovert? I'm one who likes to leave. I'm one who is mostly recharged by getting the fuck out. Later. Oh, that's the outro. Bye. Yeah, I wanted to shoot I was going to do a set of creative, like, YouTube video essay style videos for Dungeon Master class. And I even paid to have someone help me turn the foundation thing into, like, a script. And was planning on shooting it in places and stuff like that. And then everything closed. And I was like, oh, I guess I don't get to do that now? That sucks. There's been a couple other times where I've tried to do things where all of a sudden I'm like, oh wait, I can't do that now. Fuck. And I keep making the joke, like, hey kids, going to nightclubs is going to be like smoking on an airplane. It's just going to be something you will have never experienced. But my laughter here is inward crying. Because I miss it. I miss that life so much. And there's an element of, like, I was growing out of it. I didn't drink anymore. I don't have any club friends anymore. Like, I was heavy into nightclubs when I was young. So there's a big element of that. But now to have it just cut off, you're like, I don't know if I was ready. I still wanted to maybe go out on my birthday. You know, like something. Not like just because it's a Wednesday anymore or shit, but like celebration. No, not even a barbecue. No, okay, all right. Not even D&D. Nope, that'd be 6 people in a room. That's too many. So it's like, oh fuck. All right. Well, okay. Carnegie Museum here in Pittsburgh. A ton of great fall activities. The botanical gardens here. I would be interested to know if our botanical gardens is or will be open. I'm looking. Yeah, they're open. Dog days at the garden, flashlight nights at the garden, fall plant sale. Yeah, that's probably at limited capacity. That would make sense. Okay, so, I mean, still, it's kind of nice, right? At least it's something. My ass is gonna be at that fucking flashlight nights, dressed like this, jumping out of the darkness at people, with my silver teeth in, until I get kicked out. I'd have to have a mask on. I'd just put a scary... Oh, I have... I'm ready. Shit. Yes. And then I loom in the shadows wearing this? And do that. Do that at old people. We're gonna need to have... We're gonna need to have the Cyber Boys bail fund. Fuck. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. If we go to jail here for the night, we're gonna have COVID. So you don't even need to bother bailing me out. I'm just gonna die anyway. It needs to be the bribe a cop fund around here is actually... Fuck. I can't believe I'm actually wondering that, but I'm really actually wondering what my odds would be better off doing here in Phoenix. The likelihood of a cop accepting a bribe or turning me in for bribing them. In a right and just society, you'd say, no cop would accept a bribe. We're not there. We don't live in that society. All cops are bastards, so... Yeah. So, now it's like, you should maybe keep some hundos in that back pocket. Hand them to the officer with your ID. That's what you do. You just take it out of your pocket with the money and hand it all to them. And that way if they go, sir, are you trying to bribe me? You go, no. Shit, are you trying to take the money like it's a bribe? I know, it's the dirty 602. I wish we had like a cool, like, 602. Sir, I am just practicing trickle-up economics. It's what we call ooze economics. The south side of Scottsdale? I mean, that's where I ran. Fuck. Get on out of here, kid. Get on out of here, white boy. Thanks, officer. I remember the first time I was ever pulled over. I was driving on a permit. So I was 15 and change. Okay. Driving on a permit, alone, with no insurance, and no shirt and no shoes. And I remember pulling over and being like, I am 15 and I'm about to be on motherfucking cops. And I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And I've done this more than once. It's a risky maneuver. You guys should not try it. Don't try this at home. You should only try this if you are a professional. Okay? You're not wearing a seatbelt. Okay? When the cop starts walking up, open your door and take a step out. They will panic and tell you to get the fuck back in your car. At which point, you do. You comply. You get back in your car. You shut the door. You keep your hands on 10 and 2. However, if they ask why you're not wearing a seatbelt, it's because you were getting out of the vehicle to greet them. You gotta be so white for this strategy. You gotta be so fucking white to look an officer in the eyes and say, I was getting out of my car to say hello to you. Requires a certain... what's that movie with the white voice? Fuck. Oh, God. I can't even remember it now. I can't even remember it. It's a Spike... God damn it. The white voice. Sorry to bother you. Have you guys seen Sorry to Bother You? I'm going to play you a clip to show you why you need to see it and why we might have to insert it into our schedule for next week if you guys haven't.
Let me give you two. Use your white boys.
Man, I ain't got no white boys.
Oh, shit. Sorry. This... I don't know why that happened. This is the central, premise behind this movie.
Hey, young blood. Let me give you two. Use your white boys.
Man, I ain't got no white boys.
Oh, come on. You know what I mean. You have a white voice in there. You can use it. It's like when you pulled over by the police.
Oh, no, I just use my regular voice when that happens. I just say, back the fuck up off the car and don't nobody get
All
out.
right, man. I'm just trying to give you some game. You want to make some money here? Then read the script with a white voice.
People say I talk with a white voice anyway, so why ain't it helping me out?
Well, you don't talk white enough. I'm not talking about Will Smith's wife. I'm talking about the real deal. Like this young blood.
Hey, Mr. Kramer. This is Langston from Regal View. I didn't catch you at the wrong time, did I?
His white voice is Topher whatever. Spider-Man. His white voice is Spider-Man. God damn it, I want to see his white voice.
I'm Boots Riley. I'm the writer and director of Sorry to Bother.
Shut up.
That white voice which own his sale using who actually owns shows. This is a cut out because it costs him. All movies should have
God damn it. Oh, Patton Oswalt did the other white voice?
Let me give you a tip. You want to make some money here?
Voice. Well, you know, it was a difficult process. You know, I have a very, very, you know, street urban accent.
If you could put a Brooks Brothers jacket
Oh, no,
and
he
a pair
did
of
his.
Dockers on a voice.
Oh, Cassie
well,
Screens.
that's-
Okay.
That's what we got.
How much white is too white for this voice? I would say if you're pronouncing the letter H in the word white, you've gone too white.
White voice at all times. Here, I almost forgot.
A lot of people were adamant.
God, it's so good. It's so fucking good. I did not expect that, like, because I think you're like 20 minutes or so into the movie before it breaks reality. There's a scene, Beard, apparently, I don't think you've seen this, where when he's calling people, he actually, he like drops into their living room. Like his whole desk all of a sudden will fall into the living room of someone who's on the other end of the phone call. So he's actually just sitting across a desk from them, but they're both on the phone as though they're on the phone. And he's using his white voice. It's such a good depiction of like a fucking call room job. Like there's a guy on the toilet on the phone and he's like in the bathroom with him, like right in his face. And he's like, you got to take that money. You got to show him. Like he's right up in it, selling them to him. It's good. We'll watch it. I'll put it on the list. I don't even know what fucking comedy? Surreal comedy horror. Because it takes a real weird turn at the end there. Yep. At the end, they go up to the next floor, and that's where he's like, up here, white voice only, you know. And up there, they're like selling missiles to warlords and shit, and it's all just in white voice. Oh boy, white voice. So, we got low viewing numbers tonight. Just us this evening. Cool. So, once upon a time, there was a girl who liked to get spit in her face. Reading about humiliation, there is not nearly as much, absolutely. If you want to just, like, talk? You want to just talk on Discord? We could do that. I always get bummed out by just sitting here and recording to... Basically, I could have just hit record and not streamed, you know? So yeah, I like jumping in Discord calls and stuff. Let's do it. Let's jump into that Discord room. Let's change it to use this. I feel like I'm Jared Leto when I put this in my ear. And now you guys get that reference. Now I get to see through my drones. Tee. Okay. Remember to mute the stream. Can I hear you? No, oh, yes, I can. Okay. Volume mixer. Big old dicks, or what do you think about dicks? Hey, hey. That's weird. Why is Discord not in my volume mixer? Intriguing. Very intriguing. Bling! Hosting on both accounts. My oh my. We'll get all the bots watching. It's a nice gesture, but I don't think hosting has much value unless you have people that like lurk on your channel. Maybe it could push the algorithm a little bit. Because I know obviously there is, like, when I sign into Twitch, over on the left, if no one I like is online, it'll be like, hey, why don't you watch these people? Like, people you like to watch these guys. So it might favor me over someone else that you watch a lot if you do that often. Like, if you watch me and another person all the time, if you host me more often, it might suggest me more often than them to your friends. I don't know. There's no way to know. And now a lot of these things are run by neural network algorithms. So even the people who own the servers and stuff have no idea what the algorithm's doing. I know that was a problem with YouTube in the last few years and Elsagate. Such a strange time in human history. Go back in time, tell them about that. And then one day, everyone's going to dress like Spider-Man and some Disney character that's not out yet and do weird shit to each other. That's not sex, but weird PG stuff. A lot of people are pregnant. The future's a weird place, guys. 2020 is crazy. Don't get there. Don't. Just kill yourself. Literally, I'm telling you to kill yourself. If you're watching this video and you're in the past, kill yourself. I think I can say that. I don't think that's a... Why? Who does that apply to? If you are watching this in the past, before I made it, kill yourself. Don't live. You don't want to be here. It just gets worse. So one of the main things I'm interested in as far as humiliation is something that I just don't think has been studied yet because self-reporting just isn't there. But it's like, what are the long-term effects? Like, do you start to think of yourself as less than other people over time outside the bedroom. A clown? True. To make a total fool of yourself and have people laugh at you and make fun of you. So they had to discontinue Kylo Ren at Disney because every actor who played him started to have depression. They chalked this up. This this was told to me by Cinderella, okay? Or Snow... Yeah, Cinderella, okay. So, I think I say Snow White a lot, but Snow White's the one with black hair. Cinderella's the blonde. So, yeah. So... So I guess this is something that happens often to Disney park villains. That being treated like a villain and booed by kids all day and having everyone be afraid of you does affect you when you go home. And in the case of Kylo, since he's not a giant head on someone's shoulders like Goofy, there's a lot more... like, he still wears a mask, so you can't see his face, but all the other body language. Exactly. And, like, he's... So, one of the things he has, too, is this was crazy. It's a gesture system. So, if he, like, does this, his little voice box will be like, march over there. And then he'll do this, and it'll be like, enough talk. And it's all Kylo Ren's voice. Mm-hmm. Good question, because this next bit will probably answer that question. The entire thing is on a dialogue tree, meaning Kylo Ren cannot go outside of a very specific parameter of what he can say. And I think that's intentional. Yep. We can only have Kylo say Kylo things. There was also a thing with Disney where Disney a long time ago used to have the Star Wars like jamboree dance party or some shit, and like Darth Vader would come out and do breakdancing, and they ended all of that. They established a new rule when they assimilated Disney that was all characters must be in character at all times. You cannot have Darth Vader breakdance. He would never do that. So this then pushes villains even further into not being able to make their characters relatable or anything. You have to be mean Kylo Ren. So he's like hunched over and fucking like getting in little kids' faces and shit like that. And it's the point. That's what they want him to do. And everyone loves it. And they're like, ah. But it totally apparently fucks with whoever plays Kylo. So this is what made me then go, can you go too far in Humiliation? You've been sulking around the vending machine a lot lately. Cast members. Well, I told the girl, I was like, I will take this job. I will enjoy scaring little kids. I will go home with a big ass smile on my face knowing I terrified several children today. Yes, if that's what Disney pays you to do, you get to take it seriously for once. You get to be like, it's my job to make kids cry. I am the foremost in kid crying technology. So, like some other weird, cool shit that Disney's done in the last little bit here since they got Star Wars. The girl who plays Ren runs around the Star Wars area looking for other little girls dressed as Jedi, runs up to them, tells them that she's trying to hide from the stormtroopers, and then will take the little girl by the hand and run around and hide behind trash cans. That's her job. That's what she does all day. Like, it was really hard at Disneyland to not just be fucking jealous. To be like, how do you get this job? And apparently it's, you audition. You apply. And I'm like, no, it can't be that simple. You're lying to me. She's like, no, we need someone to be Goofy. You should audition. You've got the perfect body for Goofy. And I'm like, no, I couldn't do it. It was too, I want to be Kylo Ren. And you're taking him away from me. And I was on a lot of acid. He is a dog who wants a dog, and that's not right. Fuck. So, I was watching a video today, and I'm actually going to pull it out of my history and share it in the Discord because it was really interesting. Evil Queens, a gay look at Disney history. And it's like exploring the concept that Disney villains, especially the early ones, all possess symbols of either homosexuality or being trans or transness. Up to and including Ursula, who was literally based on a drag queen. Right. And apparently Disney, or not Disney, it was, who was it at the time? It was the other guys that came in. I forget their names. It's 3 names. They came in and took over. Eisner, and the other 2. They Golden Age. Actually, no, they were Little Mermaid, Aladdin, fucking all the our age Disney stuff was them. And that's considered the golden age of Disney, is because Disney was on the verge of fucking bankruptcy, pumping money into the Black Cauldron or something weird like that totally just lost them a ton of money. And then Disney died and these 3 dudes took over and fucking revived it. But they were, when they realized that Ursula was based on a drag queen, they tried to completely pull her character. And then the guy who wrote all the music for Little Mermaid is gay. And he wrote a song for Ursula that hyper features the concept of being able to have both a high and low voice. So only certain women or men could really do it that are kind of on that border of maybe you're a drag queen or maybe you're a drag king. So it was total sabotage in a way, but it worked out wonderfully. And they talk about a few other things in the video too, like predation on young boys, like Jafar and Jafar and Captain Hook, and the way in which they treat the younger people that they're after, they both apparently make comments on their bodies, which I didn't ever catch, but this guy says it happened. Yeah, I've watched another of this guy's videos too. And almost all of the princesses have female villains. So in the few cases where you have male protagonists instead of princesses, you've got male antagonists. So the same sex pairing of villain to protagonist is something that he comments on, which is like, I guess I never realized that, but oh, yeah, huh. And of course, like, apparently all gay people love Cruella de Vil. He does like this weird little hand thing too, like Olay hand thing when he talks about her. It's like, oh fuck. but the things, yeah. So he kind of examines where you're going with this, and we can do it in a safe way. Okay, so one of the things he talks about, and I've heard about this before too, is that gay men and trans women oftentimes will take the performative elements of gender and crank them to 11 in order to both serve the role of performing that gender and to simultaneously ridicule the fact that they are meant to perform this thing. So you have the ultra muscle gays all the way to drag queens that are still performative of their gender. And he references Gaston. How Gaston is completely a performative male. Yeah. It's really bad. Yeah, he talks about Beast as an allegory for AIDS. You just watch it when you have a chance. It's a good one. I don't want to like keep talking about it and disservice the research he's done on it, but it's really good. He's got some good stuff though, as far as like, this is stupid. I feel weird sometimes when I watch stuff about queer sociology and history, because I feel like, why am I watching this? I'm not gay. But at the same time, it's a huge group of human beings on Earth, and I'm extremely interested in their history and sociology. So it's like, I think that's still like that societal poison they tell you that everything gay has on it.
Like, for just side example, my best friend in high school, like if I had to rank people, because I'm definitely not a sociopath and I don't do this regularly.
15 best friends I had in high school. Brought to you by BuzzFeed.
One of my best friends in high school was this black and Zach, and he helped me be a good friend. Like, he was just a cool, chill dude. But he also, in a roundabout way, educated me on what would be referred to as just black culture. And one of the things that always got in the way mentally for me was like, oh, well, this isn't for me, so I feel bad learning about this. Like, this is not my knowledge. This isn't meant for me. But then I really hold on. Hold the goddamn phone. I'm just at a cookout. It's cool.
Right, and especially I was gonna say, like, if you come from a culture with a highly religious background, that I think can be enhanced even more. Because it's like, no, that's their thing. That's their way. That's their belief. You have enough to learn over here. And
why are you taking 2 majors?
Yeah, you've got enough to study, buddy. I could see that. And that's a I guess more obvious example of it being silly, you know. Whereas I think, like I said, I think the aversion to the gay element has everything to do with society telling you, like, what are you watching Rent for? You gay?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, maybe, because Rent kind of is pretty gay, but at the same time, no. Just like musicals.
There's only us. There's only this. Fuck off my back, Uncle Terry. Jesus.
Yeah. So I think that, but yeah, this guy has a bunch of videos regarding like gay theory or queer theory, and I've watched a few of them now, and every time I'm like, this doesn't seem like it's meant for me at all, but I'm really curious as to like your thesis here on like, you know, evil queens. Tell me more. What do you mean? And then I come out like, oh fuck, I just learned a whole bunch of shit.
I just like, oh man, I've learned about bars in New York City during the 1960s. Oh shit. And
this
I
happens.
also yeah. I don't I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna blame the man for this, just intentionally gatekeeping information of, this is a term I use on purpose, subcultures from other subcultures. Like,
right, God forbid we allow some of their bad habits to spread to us or any of the rest of them.
yeah, we can't let the goths learn about the gays, because then just, oh god, it'll be the end of everything.
Right, then we'll have gay goths and
Goth gays.
Can you imagine rainbow-colored cyber dreads?
Stop.
Oh my god.
oh my god. Shit.
And it also, it keeps people from uniting
right,
as a front with similar struggles.
I don't know, man.
it's
Like,
easy to make each minority feel like a minority than,
Yeah.
oh, you're all one minority.
So it's like,
yeah, we just
okay,
keep
like-
segmenting it, and we keep them away from each other,
From
and
each
keep
other,
them from
yes.
realizing that, oh,
it's,
okay, so it's just this one awful, particular, shitty group that is doing all of the dividing and the stoking of bad fires, and that way we can just keep them like at, you know, like awful embers. Like, we can just keep goths under the freeway overpaths, and we can keep
Yes.
gay
Because the goths and the homeless won't speak to each other, so that's fine.
No,
So
they're
let's-
notorious. Like, you probably have never even heard of craft. Do you have $1?
What do you think is the difference between intersectionality and oppression Olympics?
oh yikes.
So, to my knowledge, which, as we all know, is pretty limited,
Is always
to
interesting.
my knowledge, yeah, it's like a
You're
pogo
very
stick, but it's somehow
wise.
shorter.
You just don't let a lot stick to you sometimes. I think it's intentional.
Yeah, no, yeah. it's you're pronouncing it wrong. It's actually say it like being an idiot. That's how it's correctly.
Idiot's madness.
Yes. So I think that intersectionality is the purposeful understanding and empathy of one subculture to another, and or one in power culture to a subculture. And I think Oppression Olympics is just how do I say this without getting canceled? I think Oppression Olympics is when one member of a subculture super duper identifies with that particular subculture takes it upon themselves to venture out into other subcultures, but with a not with a purpose of spreading information, with a purpose of learning, but with a purpose of, well, no, the white man's had his boot on my throat even harder than you, and let me tell you why.
It's weird. It's almost like it's almost like these people who perform in that are trying as a fish to move to like a different pond where they think that their
Not
problems will now make them the bigger fish somehow or more important, or
I take it as
it's not
one-upmanship.
necessarily actually.
one-upmanship.
Yeah, like it's like, oh,
Yeah,
what problem
It's
do
like such an
other
inversion of
problems
that,
highly-
isn't it? Like,
have I'm
Yeah, it's
this,
like,
and I'm
well,
that,
no,
and I'm this,
I'm
and I'm-
more oppressed than you are, and let me
like,
tell
look
you
at all
why.
my problems over
When
here.
in reality, everyone should just be, holy shit, we're oppressed. These are the reasons why we're all repressed on the same level. Let's fucking do something about it. Let's oil up the guillotine.
yeah. It's hard to convince a lot of people, I think, of it's like they see the oppression Olympics happen once or twice, and so
Yeah.
therefore like the concept of intersectionality is just destroyed for them forever. Like they're just like, no.
Because they sort of look the same. Yeah.
Right. They can't see the difference between them. And I can see, like,
No,
obviously
well,
there are
or-
people
well,
who have
rather,
abused these systems of like,
not necessarily that they don't see the difference between them, it's that they focus only on the
most
differences between them. Like
Right.
Well,
what like oppression Olympics versus intersectionality is something like, oh, okay, well, you may be black, but I'm queer. And like, yeah, there were laws that said you couldn't drink out of the same water fountain, but I was literally set on fire. So like,
Right.
check your privilege. You know what
and
I
I
mean?
love that you said
No.
I too. I was set on fire. You couldn't drink out of a drinking fountain, and I was set on fire. Like, wait, what?
and I think a lot
How
of
are you
it
here,
is
Fred?
such-
Get out of here.
Yeah, like I think some of it's such, and there's nothing wrong with.
But then
it,
that
like,
starts
that
up
means, but
like
you have to
that. The
make an
the
identity.
unfortunate
You
reality
guys
is
are
that
both talking
starts
at
up
the same time.
conversations.
Well, that was
I
really
don't
weird.
hear anything.
You don't hear Sista?
Oh my god.
You guys have been really, really good until now of not talking at the same time.
Now, oh my god.
But
I
just-
had her muted from
You
the
had me muted?
and I just now realized.
You guys have not done it until now. And then, like, for a good 10, 12 seconds, I'm like, they are both just full on talking right now. And I do not know who
I
is
was
saying
so
what.
sad. I was like, oh, I guess sister isn't like I guess she just like doesn't like me and isn't participating in the conversation.
Oh
That's
gosh, it's more
fine.
the someone doesn't like somebody. Someone didn't talk to somebody for 10
God damn it.
seconds. I thought this was my personal problem. No one can have this problem but me. That's my. Hey, don't step on my brand. That is my brand.
That is my section in the oppression Olympics. You
Yes.
can't compete in two different events. Shit.
If our host here doesn't talk to me for 30 seconds during the day, I'm gonna have a meltdown.
You and everyone else. Yeah, no.
Excuse me, Jethro. I'd get along just fine without you. Look at how good I'll even replace the drapes.
Good job. Good job.
Evil. Disney's.
But yeah, when-
Disney's.
But yeah, what I was saying, like when you have to make every little difference about you, it has to be a talking point. I think that's where one gets sort of lost in the shuffle. Like, do I have to make it a talking point that I'm a black pansexual woman who has severe like sports injuries to her left leg and long nails and
Maybe.
wears Invisalign and
I don't
like,
know. How
like-
far do we have to go?
Like how far down the rabbit hole of specific identification do you have to go? And this is just my knowledge from having been on Tumblr for like 2 years ago, and I was like, I didn't even know people identified so deeply. Not a lot of people, but it seemed like there were some people who was like, well, I like to only drink out
Arcade
of
Fire.
blue cups, and it was like I'm like, why are you putting yourself in so many
Yeah.
boxes? Because it's like not relevant. Like identification it should be, I feel, empowering. So it's like, okay, so you're really gonna seek out people who only drink out of blue cups, like, or only wear purple nail polish, like how much do you have to dice yourself up? Because some of these are just preferences as opposed to an identity. Which
Okay,
I think
hypothesis.
that
Hypothesis.
gets confused.
People are living longer, so we're taking longer to develop. So we're stuck
Yes.
in identity formation for longer.
Yes.
I
Or
Put
you
a pin
just
in
didn't
that.
have time to deal with it.
Or you just,
I don't know.
never came up
I-
with an
I think-
identity and you just don't
Because
know
it
who
didn't
you are.
matter.
Or that is your
Yeah,
identity.
Because it's like
You couldn't find
like an
anything else
18-year-old
interesting about you except for the fact that you are a minority
real
within a minority
are.
within a minority.
Yeah, I think one of the dangerous things about that, like Sista said, like putting yourself in a box within a box within a box within a box within a box, is that is so often used as ammunition by system, saying like,
Yes.
oh, okay, well, like, look at this, like, I identify as an Apache attack helicopter,
Yep.
and a left-legged, one-armed, like, proto-sexual amputee.
I
And,
identify as being
like-
amputee.
Yeah,
I have
like,
reversed.
no,
I have reverse ghost phantom limb syndrome. It feels
Something
like my
happens
arm
and I don't
shouldn't
feel
be
it.
there.
That's a whole nother topic.
That's a real
That's
thing.
A whole other, yeah, that's a whole other
Oh, dude.
topic.
Suddenly,
so,
you just
hold on,
feel like your
quick-
hand isn't yours.
quick
Sometimes that's
tangent.
like-
So
Yeah.
the television show Hannibal, which is for lack of a better term, a quick and dirty condensation of the novels of Silence of the Lambs, its prequel, and even its sequel. Really good TV. I highly recommend it to everyone. B, there is a character that is one of those characters that's like, oh, I'm introduced, and then I don't appear for another couple episodes, and then I'm here, like, something is clearly wrong, but everyone ignores it. And then I kind of disappear. And then I reappear like 2 episodes before the finale. Except I don't have my skin anymore. And I'm talking about how I'm pretty sure I know that I'm dead and everyone else is dead. So I'm just going to help stuff along by, putting sharp objects inside of it. It is a
How did we jump to there?
we were talking about like, oh, like I've got my hand, but I feel
Not
like I don't
having-
have my
not having
hand,
no
and
skin.
like I don't have my hand, but I also do have my hand.
Fuck. So he like jams,
all-
he kills himself by jamming shit in his. Is that what you said?
No. That was just artistic license.
Oh,
If you,
okay.
but that it just, this is a really, really long-winded way of saying that, oh, yeah, I was reminded of that kind of synesthesia by this one particular TV show, and I think everyone should watch it, because while it's super stylized and pretty gay, I still think that it properly showed, like, for all of the weird, like, Tumblr, the fan service that particular show has, I think they're as a sufferer of mental illness, I can say this and not feel bad about it. There are moments of clarity where it really comes across as, oh fuck, they did their research and they did it really, really well. And this is fuck.
Like the drug scenes in Fear and Loathing. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, dude.
They know what they're talking about here. Shit. They called me.
Like the carpet. Hi there!
Yeah, like, oh god, I've seen that carpet move before. And it also, what really got me was him turning around in a circle and his friend is just gone. And just being like, oh,
Was his
fuck.
friend even there?
The number of times this has happened to me, where I know my friend was here with me.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Oh god, where the fuck did he go?
Fuck, I'm alone now. How long have I been here?
And then that starts off the whole, like, oh, I'm alone. Everyone's alone. Everything is alone. Everything is by itself.
Nothing is touching.
Sharing. Oh, fuck.
Oh god, I'm just cells. No, it was a good one. I liked it. I liked watching that. Let's see if I can find more info about Humiliation. "70 BDSM humiliation and degradation ideas for your submissive."
Oh god, what
How to
website
properly
is that from?
pee on somebody else.
Cosmopolitan?
Lovens.com? Lovens?
Oh Lord, get away from that website. Get away
The
from
top
that website.
10 reasons to pee on your man in the next issue of Cosmo.
They get pretty bold on their online articles. They're quite
Yeah.
bold.
Okay.
It's like weird. I'm like,
Force a male to wear slutty women's lingerie. Force a woman to go out with no underwear on. Yeah.
That's like
Oh
so,
my god.
like, that's like
Make
really
them go to the
bold.
grocery store and buy the largest cucumber or eggplant they can find and a bottle of lube.
Those
That's where it
don't have
ends.
to be
That-
connected.
Thanks,
doesn't have to be
YouTube,
connected.
in 2001.
The joke is that, the cashier's gonna
that.
give you quite a
So
look.
what?
Make them
I
wear
mean,
a chastity belt under their clothes when they go to work.
Well, nobody's gonna know.
Well, now, okay,
Unless
so
they get
this
pants.
bleeds over. Yeah, this bleeds over into, like, the whole, like, I'm doing stuff while you
I
are
just thought I'm
at
gonna hire
work.
someone to follow my sub around town and randomly pants her.
Please don't.
This is part of
Oink!
your degradation. You have to wear this butt plug,
That's
and
going
as you're
too
going
far.
about your day, you're gonna
Just get
randomly get
pantsed.
depantsed. You have to not
Like-
press charges against the guy who's running away. All right, sign the contract.
No.
We'll be wearing a trucker cap that says "I likes to sex," and we'll have
It's gonna
both
say
hands.
"Cowboys'
the
butts
Squidbillies?
drive me nuts."
No, can it be
His
the
right hand will be.
Any Squidbilly sex? Okay, make them wear a smartphone-controlled sex toy. Neat.
This is
T-
so like
Tie them up outside
low.
and leave them there for a designated period of time.
What the
Okay,
fuck?
so now we're getting
Go a
into
little
like
too-
actual stuff.
That could be fun, actually. Just
Like,
leave
is it
them in
like
like
a
an alley
backyard or a
or
Steak
park?
in the
something. I want to
backyard.
leave them in an alley, like next to a dumpster. That's what my brain thinks of.
You're really gonna have to scope this out because someone's gonna get arrested.
I know my neighborhood. Make them make him tan while wearing a bikini.
Okay, so
God, the
Okay.
silence when I say some of these is just like so telling.
there's a bit to unpack with that.
Like, I feel like you guys are waiting for me to add another layer on the and have a
No,
big
just
thing in
like-
his butt. Like, no, it's just
Yeah,
that.
like
It's just that
I'm
thing.
just- I'm like
just a
waiting.
bikini.
I'm-
Like, so at the end of the day, worst case scenario, I'm gonna have weird looking tan lines. That's the worst.
Like, are we
Make
just
him be
talking-
on bottom during sex. No, that's not a real one.
my
Okay.
God.
Real.
Make them wear embarrassing outfits when they go out. Take an extra step. Make them go to Walmart. The store is infamous for customers with strange clothing. Their photo will probably
is-
end up on some social media site.
Probably won't
that is-
actually.
Your whole plot
You
here
show
is
up-
to get your sub to be on People of Walmart?
that isn't
This is really.
that isn't sexual
really deep.
degradation. That's just somebody going to Walmart.
That's
Oh
just
shit! I forgot the cantaloupe.
Tuesday.
And they're dressed like clowns.
If it's a man, make him wear bra and panties under his clothes. This was number 2.
We're just
Under
not
his
getting
clothes? Like, what kind of panty waist coward bullshit is this? Under his clothes?
Like, I'm gonna have to find
This
something
one
that
hurts
fits you.
me. This one hurts me so bad. Make them perform rimming.
Well,
Okay.
that's not necessarily.
Okay.
It's
now.
just that. It's just that.
Like that-
That's it. It does say parentheses on their dom or even another person.
Oh my god.
What the fuck else were the
Okay.
options aside from your dom or another person? A dog?
No, 'cause it's
What
not
was-
illegal. So it's
Yeah.
like, this is
The-
not
I don't know.
illegal.
Is it illegal to rim your dog?
Put
Please
that in
reach-
Comic Sans and you got a new t-shirt idea.
That's going to be the text at the bottom of the screen tonight. Is it illegal to rim your dog tonight on Count Hell? We've done the research. Like, all right, let's do it.
This is like a Joe Coy show. Jesus.
Oh my god.
Good.
So, like, most of these
Okay,
suggestions
are you ready?
just like, oh, you want to be crazy? Have the lady do a man thing. And it
Make
just
him
mostly just makes...
make him sit down to pee.
Oh my god.
Okay, so...
Make them write something on social media. Have them write their own blog with lots of details about their humiliations. That's okay if you took
Okay,
it out of
well,
the
I
rest
can-
of these.
Yeah, like, I can understand that particular. So, the...
Like, that's not a humiliation in and of itself. That's just something we're gonna do also. Make them admit something embarrassing, then share the news with others. Okay, that could actually be pretty funny to do. Just like,
What?
I don't...
yeah, okay,
I don't
maybe
remember.
that's part of the contract. Okay, so like when you become the sub and we enter into this arrangement, I go, all right, you got to tell me 6 secrets about you, and you got to rank them. When you do something wrong, you're going to get a ranked punishment of me telling your friends and family that secret.
Oh, that's fucking brutal.
You just work your way up the ranks each time they fuck up. Like, that's it.
So,
I'm sending
okay,
pictures of your
so
poop to your boss.
I have to address one of the other ones.
Yeah.
Apart from like just being super drunk and peeing outside in the backyard, I
Sitting
have
down
not,
to pee?
I have not peed standing up in like,
It's a waste of energy.
well, A, A, it's a waste of energy, and B, because of my piercing, if I were to do that, it would literally just
Oh,
make
it's just like
noise
it's
every
a sprinkler.
single time. It would just it
Awesome.
would just
Good.
it would be bad
Just
for
be
it.
That's how you assert your dominance in
So
public.
like
Just pee all over everybody's bathroom. It's now my
Animals have
bathroom.
Like,
evolved
oh,
that
look.
trait.
yeah, that looks like a pretty good Chris sandwich you bought from Starbucks. It
No.
would be a shame if somebody pissed on it. I
It's just a
I
couple
don't-
driblets, you know, because you can't fully land the stream on anything, but that's enough.
that's very
That's enough to
that's
make
very
them not
true.
want any of the rest of that sandwich.
If I were to pee standing up, it would kind of the stream of urine would kind of be like the path of photons from an exploding star. Just there's no physical way to chart where they would go.
They
It would
turn
just
into
kind
a
of-
wave. They
Wow!
start bouncing off of themselves. Okay, 18. 18 is fine. Share them sexually with other kinksters. 17. I know I'm going backwards here.
Hold on. No, stop. No, hold on. Stop.
Yeah.
Kinksters? Is this what?
Kinksters is a term. Kinksters is a.
Hey, what's up?
It's not a good term.
What's up, fellow Kinksters?
It
Oh my
sounds
God.
like
What-
something someone
going
on
on?
YouTube is calling to people watching them.
This,
Hey there,
oh my-
Kinksters. I'm gonna
Oh
say
my
it at the
God.
beginning of
Like,
every video
Oh
now.
my gosh. What movie was it? Where it's like this older dude who's like dressed, but he's like, "Hi, young people." It's like, and he's carrying a.
Oh yeah, it's
skateboard.
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi. Literally, that.
Hello,
meme,
young
but
people.
Hello, gangsters. Like,
Hello,
Hello,
fellow
Kinksters.
fuck. Bull.
fellow gangsters.
Make them
like,
go to strangers and admit a mistake or something embarrassing. You are gonna walk up to
Now
that
that's-
man looking at cereal,
That's kind of cool.
and you are gonna tell him about peeing your pants. You just gotta
That-
walk up to
I
that
get-
guy. You gotta say, "I peed my pants," and then you can turn around and walk away.
It's like that's not necessarily
Yeah, and
horrible.
depending on how bad the infraction is, you can see, like
okay.
have to describe the physical sensation of what your jeans felt. Pee yourself.
Well, you gotta make sure they're not sexually harassing anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause
no,
this is-
go
it's always like-
verbally
we've
assault
already
that
been
man
arrested.
looking at the Greek yogurt.
You know, as much as we say like don't involve other people in your kinks and play, this just is a necessary
is-
part of kinks and play. Like, how are you going to be an exhibitionist if you don't involve anyone else? So like, there's a certain amount
That's
of
very
just like you gotta
Yeah, this
just
leads
understand
back into your like jerking off in the car
that
conversation.
there are strange men in bathroom getting their kicks in ways you will never understand.
Yeah.
Fuck.
All
Oh.
this white stuff on my sleeve is LSD.
That fucking punchline I was not ready for it to be the third party view of someone else walking in right then. Just like
With
him
a bit
sitting
of
at the
luck,
bar.
his life was ruined forever.
I'm just sitting there like staring into his drink. All right. Make him wear nail polish. Uh-oh.
Oh Lord.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Lord Jesus,
Are
save
you
me.
two
How
into
oh my God.
humiliation
Oof.
now?
Oof, this one's
Into
actually
being
pretty rough.
humiliated?
Make them look through a magazine and have them tell you all the ways they're not as attractive.
Oh, okay. That's,
I'm gonna remember that one. That's a good one.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a little
Aw.
intense. Wow.
Yep.
Oof.
You got to know how to go all the way.
That's like being at a McDonald's play place and like seeing, okay, there's a shitty kid running around and their parent corners them and smacks them on the ass. That's an understanding. But the magazine that you're describing is like if the shitty kid is running around and the parent corners them and just smacks them in the face, like in full view of everyone.
Yep.
Just hard,
Armor
open
rings.
palm, like slightly cupped.
Some people want it. Not when they're kids, though, but when they're adults.
No. Oh my God.
Make them consume their own cum after an orgasm.
That's
Have them act
It's
as a piece of
2020.
furniture. I feel like that one
Yeah.
needs a comeback.
Again, It's
I mean,
2020.
It's 2020. I feel like that's a very 80s way to punish your sub, but I feel like it can make a comeback. Especially the second part.
sit on
Become a
this
human
lady.
ashtray. Yep. We're going all the way back.
Jesus Christ. Okay,
Lick
so
the
a
Dom's
human
boots.
ashtray. The human ashtray part, like it's at like just like tapping your cigarette onto their waiting navel. That would be kind of like humility. But
Yep.
like,
I
if
think
you're
tongue.
like, oh cool, I'm
Stick
done
out
with
your tongue.
this, and you
No,
grind
not
it
that.
out,
You don't want
like,
to do that. That's mean. That's real mean. Unless that's your arrangement, you know. Some people are okay getting some scars.
yeah. Just like, I've been
Please do not
licking
do that.
trucker boots for the last 15 years. You ain't got shit on me, boy.
Put them in a cage. Display them to the world. Lots of other humiliations can be attached to this one. Who's the
Like,
world?
On a, like in the back of a truck.
World?
Yeah, what are we
Like
doing
on the
here?
live stream?
Like how are we
My
exactly
brain went to
doing
live stream as well, but yeah. Oh, you know what? That's not the worst idea. If you have a sub that's into humiliation, make them get like a ChatterBait account or something and like do all the paperwork to have it legally. You know, like all their IDs and all that shit. So that way you can make them go online and do embarrassing shit.
That's more doable.
See,
And then
we're
safer.
coming up with real solutions. Walk around
'cause I'm
carrying
like,
an
what are we gonna
embarrassing
do? Put 'em in the
object.
back?
A sex toy, a doll, or a dirty magazine. Okay, you got to go grocery shopping,
I don't.
and you got to take this dildo
While
with a
holding
suction
this-
cup, and you got to stick it to the front of your cart.
While holding this Playboy from
And I'm-
1967.
As you walk around the grocery store, you're going to see me at the end of each aisle with a looking glass, giggling.
Ew, I would have so much fun
Dumb
doing that.
bitch.
Like it's not even like humiliating. Like I
So-
would just find that
When I was a
super
kid,
trolling.
my mom and the managers at the club she worked at started having a prank war. And so one day she drives me to school, and the principal would stand outside and wait for all the kids to be dropped off until like the last kid was dropped off, and then he'd go inside. So he starts like waving down her truck and chasing it. And she pulls over, and he's like, you have something in the grill of your truck? She's like, what?
No.
So she gets out and she goes, and there is an 18-inch double-sided all-black dildo just flopped right out the front of the fucking grill. They duct taped it to the grill. This thing became like a toy in a totally non-sexual way of mine for several years after that I would do things like hit my friends with when they came over.
Yeah, it's a lightsaber, guys. Hooray!
Oh no, we all knew full well what it was, and that was what I thought was funny. Because we're like 13 and plus, and I'm like, what?
Smack somebody else in the
Yeah,
face with
exactly.
a giant dildo.
So
That's all
this is how she got him back, and this is just rough. So she's standing in her bikini at work at the bar, and the manager comes up and he's talking to her for a minute, and she starts adjusting her bikini while talking to him. On his way over to the bar, she knew he was coming, and she was eating a can of tuna. So she dragged her fingers around in a circle in the juices at the end of the can and threw it away before he got there. So she's scratching around her bikini and scratching around her bikini as they're talking. And then she just slaps him right on the upper lip with her fingers. And he immediately vomits all over the place. I don't know what you're supposed to do there aside from fucking vomit everywhere.
The
Yeah.
one that doesn't hit immediately is the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it hits
It's
that
the
quick,
double.
I don't
It's
know.
the like, it's the hit. And she says that like he looked surprised and shocked, like, why did I just get hit on the upper lip? And then
He's like,
he like
"Wait."
kind of like did a like, what's on me? Huh? Bleh. And just was done. Just, like, beautiful. Beautiful. This is where I
I
get
think
my
the only way that could have possibly improved is had you Sam rather.
salmon. You're kind of breaking up. Your connection's a little weird.
Maybe a good solid Talak.
Yeah. Okay. Record an embarrassing action and make them watch it. What?
Like something they didn't know you were recording them doing?
Oh, that must
Maybe?
That makes a lot of sense.
Like
you record
like
them
I'm
sleeping,
sitting
being
at the
stupid.
dining room table, and I'm picking my nose.
Right.
You know,
And I'm
and
secretly
then
recording
you
it.
show me later, like, oh, look what I see you do, kind of deal.
That totally
guess.
works. Yep.
Sometimes it's not me picking my nose. I'm just like messing with my septum ring.
Don't let them speak to anyone. They can only grunt or use strange body language. In public, this
I
is
do that
fun.
anyways. I do that
Yeah, like,
anyways sometimes.
Penis humiliation. Yep, there's that. Make them wear a diaper and suck on a pacifier. Some people love that.
That's
Make them dress as an animal and act like that animal.
yeah, that's not.
Some people love that.
Yep.
Although if someone is
Sonic
like,
is gonna be like, oh no, I have to dress as an animal. Oh,
what if you make them? What if you're like, what kind of animal do you want to dress as? And they're like, I like snakes. And you're like, okay, you have to dress as a mongoose.
It's something completely separate.
Like you pick the opposite
Like,
thing. Like I
something
want to
that's
be
not even.
a little fox. You're like, you have to be a crocodile. Snap, snap, crocodile. I want to hear this. I want to hear a clock in your stomach. You can only be a fox when you're good. The rest of the time, crocodile. Make them perform a very difficult task and tell them all the ways they are failing at completing it or doing it wrong.
Oh, you're a terrible
I'm
actuary.
going to go get some shit from IKEA and I'm going to hold the instructions and make you build it anyway. While I look at the instructions and keep telling you that you're doing it wrong because I give you the wrong instructions. Be like, screw number... Go pick up screw number C. Screw number C. Did I tell you to pick up a fucking letter? I told you to pick up a number, you stupid bitch.
I'll be like, well...
Make them wear high heels. Wait. Make them wear a slutty French maid's outfit and clean something, parentheses, or clean a friend's house.
Yeah,
What if you just made them do that without the maid outfit? What if you were like, you have to go, hey, you have to go clean Beard's house. That's your punishment.
Okay.
I mean, that's not like if okay, so
all right, Beard, I'm gonna get my sub to clean your place, you get yours to clean mine, and we've got this.
the only reason, the only reason I have any reticence is like what about that is humiliating? Like it's a pain in the dick.
You make them
but
do
if I'm
deep
somebody's
cleaning.
sub, like I'm already expecting like, oh okay, well I'm probably gonna have to like clean somebody's house. Okay.
Someone else's house. You thought you'd get the privilege of cleaning my house. You're not worthy. Cover them in pudding or other sloppy foods. I'm just picturing sitting at the dining table and like I just fucking fling chili on you. Just like, you're stupid.
Oh, jeez.
Shut the fuck up.
Take this Hormel, bitch.
Followed by make them eat off the floor. Well, look at that. Now there's some food down there for you. Urinate on them. Make them wear it for a while and then clean it up.
Is this just one long chain of like a day of humiliation? Because that seems like the only way you're gonna like break somebody.
This is the
all of
46th.
these things.
You're gonna do everyone in order. Scold them when they've done something wrong. I feel like the level of these keeps jumping back and forth. Call them a degrading name.
This was definitely written by like 3 different.
Insult their intelligence or accomplishments. How many trophies do you have? You fucking pathetic.
Oh my gosh, it's like
You're s-
being in school and
you're
they
second
told me
place.
to get good one day. Like, literally.
Get good at
Your
school.
second place
You're
T-ball
lying.
trophy, you fucking bitch.
Make them go into a photo booth and complete a list of embarrassing poses. You're gonna make piggy
It's
face,
like so
and then you're gonna do the
low
thing
level.
upside down where you draw on your chin and you make that look like a face. Smear some lipstick on their mouths and make them go out. Mouths? Mouths?
What?
Plural?
Yeah, more than
Oh, all right. Maybe this goes with the make them not wear underwear.
maybe they just woke up late. Like, it's not-
Make them act like a child and treat them accordingly. Oh God, no! Please, please.
Oh no, no.
Make them stand outside with a sign saying something